Hi friends, in this video we are going to discuss Salesforce with authentication protocol as NoAuth. That means the endpoint requires no authentication to access the API. So let us start. I have a client org. I'm opening this. Let us log into a Salesforce org. And for the NoAuth endpoint, we are using GitHub. We have the endpoint as https api.github.com/users/api. We have this endpoint. See, we already got the data from the endpoint. This is nothing but the NoAuth protocol. In this protocol, we are not utilizing any authentication. Whenever you place the URL and do a call out using get as a method, you will get this body. So let us implement this in Salesforce using named credentials and external credentials. Okay, so first go to named credentials. In the external credentials, let us create a new external credential. Let us make this as credential 2. Here it is asking for authentication protocol. You can see many protocols are there, but this endpoint requires no authentication. So I am using no authentication as the authentication protocol, and I'm clicking on save. So my named external credential is created. Now I will click on principal. I will click on new principal. Let us name this principal as principal 2. And you cannot select the identity type. Keep it as it is. Click on save. Now go to name credentials. We have created the external credential and principal. Now we have to create a named credential. Let us make this named credential name as named credential 2. The URL. So normally this is the API, right? In the named credential URL, I have told you already in my previous video, we will only provide up to the name. I mean api.github.com, amazon.com, aws.com. The remaining thing we will provide later. Okay, or we will provide it in the during the callouts using Apex or Flow, etc. So let us say the authentication, we are using the external credential as credential 2. Click on it and yes, save this. Now let us say I am a sysadmin user, right? So I will try to still loading. Meanwhile it is loading, right? We have to give the permission set. Go to permission set, create a new permission. Let us name this as permission set 2. Save it. First, for this permission set, we have to provide the object settings. In the object settings, what object we have to provide? We have already discussed in the previous video. User external credential. This object you have to provide at least read access, but we will provide other access as well. So I'm selecting everything, clicking on save. Once so you are providing the external credential access, right? So this user, when I click on when I do a call out, the user that is performing the call out will be able to access the external credentials. Next, go to system permission, sorry, not system permissions, where it is external credential principal access. We have to provide the principal access as well. Credential to principal to. Save this. Manage assignments. Assign this to the user who is performing the call out. So he will be able to access the external credential and the principal. So I have assigned it. Meanwhile, our developer console, it is still loading. So let me open again. Yep, it's loaded now. Let us create a new class. Give it as class 2. Make this as global. Public void method 1 http equals to new http. Let us make http response res equals to new http response and http request new http request and response dot set endpoint. In the endpoint we are using named credentials, right? So we have to use call out column our named credential name, what we have given. Can give, so you go to your named credential and the name of the named credential is named credential 2. But this will only fetch this URL only. This URL is stored in the named credential to call out. This string contains only this URL, but our endpoint has another path as well. Like in that URL there is a folder called users. Under that folder there is another thing called Abby, and once I go to that only I'll be able to get this response. So this extra URL path I have to add here. So this will become our complete endpoint. I think it's only endpoint. Sorry, it's request, right? Request dot set endpoint. Request dot set header. In the header we will state that we will accept a response which is of JSON format. Okay, we are not passing any body, so we are good. Okay, request dot set endpoint, yes. Now response is equals to http dot send this request to that endpoint if response dot get status code equals 200. I will show like system.debug success data received from GitHub. I will display response.get status code, and in the next line will also display response.get body. Else system.debug had error occurred less response.get status code. Okay, so I have given the system administrator the permission set that contains the user external credential object access and as well as the external credential principal access. So now I am using that user to call this method as to c equals to new class to c dot. So this user should have the external credential access and it should method cannot be null. Okay, I have forgotten to set method request dot set method. It has to be a get. We are not posting or setting any request body, so it has to be a get method. I'm saving this again. I am executing and it should fetch. See, it has fetched the response. If you want the full response, you can go to logs, click on right click, open raw log, go here, see this is the response, select the first something and click on shift and press end button in the keyboard. Now copy the entire thing. You can go to JSON beautifier and voila, we got the entire response. You can use this JSON data, you can deserialize it and store in an Apex object. Yeah, this is the integration using NoAuth as protocol. Basically, no authorization is required to access the endpoint and no access tokens are needed. That is why it is called as a NoAuth. In the next video, we will see username and password based authentication. So stay tuned, guys.